I kick ass for the Lord.
What about me?
I never loved him the way that I love you. Just drops the mic.
Bit me with his butt.
Can't see it from here.
What about the panty?
What about the panty? What's up, Butters? What's up, Butters, indeed? Hello and welcome to the last show of 52/1993. We did it. We finished up our 52 movies of the year. We're raising the roof. We've still got Christmas decorations up in the background.
Oh, yes.
I didn't even notice that. But yeah, we did it. We made it through all 52, and we thought we'd have like a little end of year show. Doesn't have to be a long one. Doesn't necessarily have to be a short one either, where I invited a bunch of people and see they can hop in at any time if they want to, or whatever, if we're still doing it. So please feel free to come in. Alyssa's joined us. Thank you, Alyssa, for joining us.
You're welcome.
And I'm excited to do this. It's not the last one we're gonna do. That is the last time you will see that intro, though. How do we feel about that?
Sad.
Sad.
No, I am very excited to see the new intro.
Oh, I've got it queued up so we can watch it today.
Ooh.
So, and there might even be there might be a new outro as well for this. So I kind of have something to complete this thing every time we do it. But welcome in, everybody, and new and old. And Spencer, I see you in the chat. Hopefully you get to participate as well. Got a couple things to cross off the list today. One, I've got a class of 1993 superlative awards that I sent out to some people, and we've got some responses on that with different categories. Some of those being like most affectionate, aka the sexiest scene that we saw this year in 1993. Who was the biggest flirt? What's the best bromance, best movie, or best all around, I guess is what I said that. So we'll go over that a little bit. And like I said, I'll go through next year's list too, introduce 52/1994, where we're going to do the same thing as we did this year. A little bit different. And I'll show a schedule on the screen of what we're going to do, and kind of open it up and invite people in and see who wants to do what. And we're excited to get that started. I'll show some new intros, but first and foremost, I've been talking a lot. Alyssa, you've watched more movies this year than you've probably ever watched in a year. You didn't watch all the 52, which is fine. I wouldn't expect a normal person to watch all 52 with me, but
I watched a lot of them.
You did watch a lot of them. So what is your experience, I guess, with the 1993 movies that you did watch?
I enjoyed them. I think I was like, of all the ones I've watched, I didn't necessarily dislike any of them. Maybe Age of Innocence a little bit.
Poor Age of Innocence, just catching strays everywhere.
But it was fun to watch something that I would probably never have picked out for myself. Like Remains of the Day, I had never heard of. I would never have picked a drama from 93, and that ended up being one of my favorite movies of the whole year. So I think it's fun to kind of step outside your comfort zone a little bit. Of course, I'm never going to watch like Leprechaun, like the scary movie. I mean, I know it's not the scary movie, but like Sliver, like I don't do scary very well, but the ones that I got to see that were outside of what I would normally pick were a lot of fun, and I'm glad.
Yeah, and of the ones that you had seen this year, was it, nice to go back? I know there's a lot of things, like, especially this time, like, you're a little bit younger than me, but I still know that you've got movies from 1993 that you've seen, maybe like Hocus Pocus, or I'm trying to even think of some of the other ones that Mrs. Doubtfire, or some Nightmare Before Christmas, stuff like that. Like, what was it like to go back and watch those?
They're fun to go back and watch through a a critical eye, as opposed to like, I mean, I'll continue to watch Hocus Pocus for funsies every Halloween, but to watch it and like think, oh, like the costumes were good, but this acting scene wasn't good, or I wish they wrote this differently, like to actually
Mhm.
like write a book report about it essentially was like just a different lens to look at things through. I
Yeah.
also, this has forced me to really pay, like now there's part of this is hanging out with you, part of this is this podcast, is me going, ooh, I love that angle, I love that camera shot, which I never would have like considered
Mhm.
beforehand. So
Nice, very nice, and well, that's what I like to hear. I mean, I did this for funsies. I've wanted to do this for years, and it's nice to be able to do it with people that you love and enjoy, and you get to talk with them more about it and express your love and for things like that and share that with everybody. But looks like we got a new guest in here.
I'm not new.
You're not new. What are you doing, buddy?
Nothing. Just figured I'd hop on for at least a little bit.
Yeah. Well, how was the golf today?
Honestly, probably one of the best rounds I've played. So riding
Very
that high.
congrats.
That's good. Well, welcome in. I was just asking Alyssa about because she's kind of in the same boat that you did. I feel like you've watched more movies this year than you've ever watched.
Oh, for sure. And I agree with her. Like watching it through the lens of like having to talk about your opinion on it, and like the quality of the movie is like a lot different. So you can't just like, I don't know. It felt more like homework. You're not just sitting there, just kind of, whatever, get on your phone, doing all that. You're locked in, and you're like, all right, am I missing anything?
Yeah, speaking of like homework and stuff like that, I feel like my cell phone has kind of ruined the way I watch movies now, because either I'll be so interested in whatever is on screen that I will be like, oh, I want to look up more about this while the movie's going on, especially as like we're doing this, I want to find out stuff so I can have stuff to say. But also like if I get even like a hint that I'm not into this movie, it's just like, oh, here we go. So kind of ruins it for me. I don't know about you guys, but
Is it just me, or is it also like super frustrating but also kind of funny when you're trying to like show your significant other a movie and they're just always on their phone and you're like, please pay attention.
I honestly I have not had that problem, but I understand that a lot. Yeah, and I can imagine like if especially like even like a TV show, if you're watching something and the other person is just not into it, which I'm sure that Alyssa's probably shown me something that I'm just like, yeah, this is fun, and I'm like on my phone, whatever. I'm sure it's not that great.
Pause, like if it's something that's brand new to me, that I have the problem of just pausing and I'm like, I have 30 questions. So like we
Oh no.
straight through.
My wife does that too. She'll be like, what is this? Or like, who is that? And I always tell her, and she gets mad at me. I always say, I'm watching what you're watching. I know what you know.
Yeah, no, I kind of like it. Like she said, when it's something I have already seen before, it's a little bit different for me because she'll just pause and like turn to me and be like, "What the hell was that?" And then I'll be like, "Okay, here we go." So, but if I could see like if I hadn't seen something before, but we've kind of. I'm trying to think. We've only seen a few of these movies together. We've watched most of them pretty separate from one another. So.
Especially if we have to talk about them on the show, because if we're watching it at the same time, I'm like, I have to speak to you about this immediately.
Yeah, it was pretty tough a couple times to do that. Women, am I right? Okay, I see these people coming in here from the woodworks. Welcome. We got Ryan, Steven in here. We're just kind of talking about the movies and how many more movies we've watched this year because of this podcast. And even if you joined late like Ryan, I know you didn't get into it until later in the year, but Ryan has always been one of my movie guys and somebody that I talk to frequently about movies and a lot of this stuff. So I'm sure he's been watching a lot more as kind of the normal. I'm at what are your numbers right now?
For movies?
Well, you can go ahead.
At 7.
97, is that what you said?
I think I watched 97 movies this year, or at least I've logged 97 things on Letterboxd.
I think I'm at like 130.
I am at 292.
God.
Which is well below last year's average, which was like 428 or something. 293.
Wow.
Oh, he's just messing. He's just being a dick. He's just trying to show off that he got one more than me. That's just total Steven. So yeah, no, that's a lot of movies, man. And if you get COVID, you watch so many more movies.
Don't remind me.
I was about to say, I think we all got COVID this year, so
It was my first time.
Me too.
I'm a veteran.
Well, while we're kind of discussing things, let me go over our first award, I guess. And I'm going to work from the bottom up because I feel like I want to reveal that the what the best movie of the year is do that last, kind of like the Oscars do. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start with we'll go with the sexiest scene, aka most affectionate scene. This is a pretty split vote. I'm not going to lie to you. We had people vote for the sliver dinner scene.
No.
Spencer's favorite scene of the year, probably.
What about the panties?
What about the panties? There was a joke answer in there that somebody did pick, and it was Willie getting hosed down at the car wash in Free Willy. The chastity belt scene from Robin Hood Men in Tights was also a sexy scene. And breaking the door down in Carlito's Way was got another vote. But it looks like the winner, just narrowly edging out everybody else, was the book scene from Remains of the Day.
It had to.
It had to, right? And probably the most non-sex in a scene. I think the Willie getting hosed down scene probably had more sex in it than the Remains of the Day scene, but
definitely wetter.
It was definitely wetter. I mean, internally. Externally, who knows how wet I was. Alyssa's so disappointed in me.
Nope.
So yeah, we handed out most affectionate to Remains of the Day and
well
book
deserved.
scene. Well
Who
deserved.
would have thought? Anthony Hopkins getting most affectionate. Sexiest scene.
Sexiest Anthony Hopkins. This is only 2 years after him playing a guy that wanted to eat people. So, and he's been like an old man his entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So good for him. Good for Emma Thompson. Congratulations. They're not here to accept their award, so I will accept on their behalf. We're going to do it. What's the body count in that?
Was there?
I want to know. I want to know Anthony Hopkins' body count. Facts there. So, let's see. Should I do another one while we're doing it?
Let's roll.
Talking about it. Let's keep them rolling. All right. Best dressed, aka the film with the best costumes. This one was pretty split too. We had a lot of votes cast here for The Piano, Jurassic Park for the guys wearing dinosaur costumes. Somebody wrote that in. Dazed and Confused. The Age of Innocence was up there, but Tombstone actually took the best dressed, best costumes. Probably has to do with the fact that they were wool. They're wearing like authentic wool costumes in the
also like
Arizona desert.
The dusters in general.
Yeah, everybody looks cooler in a duster.
Although I will say I voted for The Piano because I kind of went back on IMDb and watched like the trailers of each one because this was a hard category for me, and then it helped me remember like how visually stunning the Piano was, and I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, when I was writing these like categories and everything, like having to go back and be like, oh yeah, that happened. Oh yeah, we talked about Leprechaun. Oh yeah, I can't even remember some of the first movies we watched, but like, trying to remember like the sex scene in a certain movie, like In the Line of Fire. Anybody remember that? Clint Eastwood.
No.
See, nobody remembers it, but
Well, I remember the movie, but there was sex in that movie.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Really great.
A lot of old people having sex. Clint Eastwood, he's getting at it. So, congratulations to Tombstone for winning Best Dressed. Interesting, and maybe they threw in a little bit with like makeup and stuff too for the way that Doc Holliday looks. Who knows?
Did Age of Innocence win best costumes at like the Oscars?
I can look that up.
Or was
Best
nominated?
costume. It was definitely nominated.
That's a good idea, Alyssa, though, having Cody look up like who ended up winning some of these categories.
That's true.
That's true, guys. It looks like Age of Innocence did win for 1993.
Breakfast, but I can remember. Who won best costumes in '93 at the Oscars?
And who was up for it was The Piano, Remains of the Day, Schindler's List, and a movie called Orlando, which the cover of that movie is just two naked people. So I really don't know what
A lack of
costumes. Yeah. It kind of looks interesting. It's
How did we not watch that?
It's about Queen Elizabeth I. It's got Tilda Swinton in it and Billy Zane. And okay. We'll have to go back, and it's based on a novel by Virginia Woolf. We could get cultured at the same time. So we messed up. There's a couple movies that I did not do that I probably should have done. And that's my fault.
How many, like, that's too broad of a question. Like, how many movies are released a year?
Oh gosh. It's
In like Sundance Film Festival situations, but like actual theater releases.
I have no idea how many movies were released in 2020 or in 1993.
I'm sorry, I'm asking too many questions.
Well, then you got to think about like, because that includes like independent films and stuff like that. Like, I guess there's got to be like some kind of parameter on it.
Well, and it's also like how many films. Well, besides independent, international films and stuff, because a lot of like, who knows what's coming out in India, what's coming out in China, what's coming, and we don't even see. We only see like the best of the best. So it's a lot. I remember having a list though that I worked off of, and I'm making the new list for 1994. I had 103 listed on my, and that's picking like I think there's probably close to like 200 at least that going through. And Ryan said that Orlando is a great movie. So
if you can pick one movie from this year to get rid of and sub in Orlando, which one would you have subbed?
Ooh.
Free Willy.
If I could go back and do this, I don't want to do Age of Innocence because like it's important because it's Scorsese. Maybe Hard Target,
Homeward Bound,
Poetic Justice. Maybe I did not.
We're back.
I didn't. Oh, We're Back was pretty bad.
Tori's
But
favorite.
I know Tori's favorite. She didn't even like it. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3 got shafted. You're right. Rudy. I'm so disappointed in that choice. Sliver? No, Mad Dog and Glory was kind of just bleh.
Yeah, I think that's the right
Or
answer.
even Summersby, honestly.
I forgot. Summersby feels like 50 years ago.
Yeah, that was the third movie we did. But those were just kind of like meh movies, I thought. But yeah, definitely Mad Dog and Glory. I could have done without that one. The other ones, at least, like Hard Target, at least provided me a laugh because he punched a snake in the face. He punched a snake.
I would argue Hot Shots could have been left off.
No, Hot Shots is a treasure.
So
We got some more people in the Airborne, which is about a guy that moves from California to Cincinnati. He's a surfer. That would have been a good replacement movie.
Why do you go to Cincinnati?
I think that's where his aunt and uncle lived or something like that. So it's like the reverse Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You know, those big tidal waves of Cincinnati.
Well, that's part of the movie. He's got no waves, man, to shred. So he picks up rollerblading, I believe. And I think a very young Jack Black is in that movie, maybe?
Why would he not pick up skateboarding?
Because rollerblading was cooler at that time.
Okay.
Seth Green's also in that movie. It's great. Everybody should go back and watch Airborne. Basically the same
Feels
sport, yeah.
Tsunami.
What'd you say?
Feels like Johnny Tsunami, but worse.
Yeah, except this one wasn't a Disney film or any relation.
Kind of like a side question. Does anybody remember what Shortcuts was about?
I remember what Shortcuts was about.
What was it?
There were a bunch of different stories, but it was about those
oh, that's right.
Those flies getting extinguished from California or whatever. And then
because I came across, like, I was looking on Letterboxd, and that was one that the title card didn't give like any information. I was like, I can't remember what that was about, but yeah, okay.
Yeah. And then the guy kills the girl at the end of the movie just out of nowhere.
I could have done without that movie.
Yeah, I wanted Shortcuts to be better than it was. But it's important again too. It was about LA being very boring. It's an important director though, Robert Altman. He's kind of known for those types of movies. Don't roll your eyes, okay? Don't roll your eyes. Let's do another superlative award. Let's do biggest flirt. And this one was actually not a split. I'll go through some of the other people that received nominations here. We had a vote for Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus, who I thought was going to run away with this category.
She didn't win?
Did not win. D'Artagnan from The Three Musketeers was listed here. John Gage, which is Robert Redford's character from Indecent Proposal. But the number one vote getter for biggest flirt was Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park.
I think Sarah should have won. I don't even remember who I voted for.
Sarah definitely should have won.
No. Dr. Ian Malcolm.
Like, I don't think D'Artagnan... No, I mean, no offense. I don't think D'Artagnan was super flirtatious.
I think he was.
He was with that one. I mean, what wasn't that other... Like,
there were three different women that... Well, no, there were like 4 or 5 different women he flirted with in that movie.
I kind of thought like the other two like funny musketeers were like more flirtatious than D'Artagnan.
They all were horned up. You're right. But like, yeah, D'Artagnan flirted with everyone. I'm not trying to defend it. I didn't vote for him, so
this may be the biggest shocker to me. I agree. I thought Sarah was going to run away with that.
Yeah, no, I think I voted for John Gage from Indecent Proposal. You remember that movie?
I do. I definitely remember the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, there's a lot of dick grabbing by Demi Moore in the first 10 minutes of that movie. So, somebody, man, I've missed out on a couple of these chats here. Mr. Nanny with Hulk Hogan was a movie we missed this year, I guess.
Oh, I wish we would have had that.
Well,
one.
You can do that in your own free time. Dr. Ian is flirting with everyone at all times in Jurassic Park. So that's what Steven says. So even the T-Rex.
That's fair.
No, he just wants, he's hitting on that other guy's girl the whole time. Ellie Sadler. You don't have to flirt with it's not about quantity. It's about quality.
There you go.
All right, let's do another one. That one was controversial.
We're all about
that's right. Best click, which we didn't have this in high school, but I kind of like this one for. Some of the ones getting nominations here were Shadow, Sassy, and Chance from Homeward Bound.
Who voted for them?
I don't know. They're anonymous. Wyatt Earp and his posse from Tombstone. The seniors in Dazed and Confused, the Sanderson sisters in Hocus Pocus, but the team or the clique getting, I kind of gave it away there. The clique getting the most votes was the Sandlot team from The Sandlot.
Oh, you didn't give it away because you said team. I immediately thought Cool Running.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Jamaican bobsled team. But no, sadly, not sadly.
I think that's a good pick.
I think that's a solid pick for that.
That one was a hard one because they're all good.
I think when I was, we were talking about all these different cliques. Even the Three Musketeers are on here. Lock, Shock, and Barrel from The Nightmare Before Christmas, and all that stuff. But like everybody on the Sandlot team was bringing it.
Okay, so that's the best clique allegedly. But which one would you most want to be a part of?
Well, I don't want to be a part of Wyatt Earp. Any of the ones that are fighting, I don't want to be a part of.
Or which do you feel like you most belong?
Shadow, Sassy, and Chance.
I was gonna say the seniors in Dazed and Confused.
Is that because I'm old?
No, not for you. I said for me.
Oh, you're the seniors, yeah.
Or no, actually, I would probably skew more towards Sandlot.
I thought you would say Jamaican bobsled team.
I wish. I'm not that cool.
You aren't that cool, nor are you that runnings.
I run. I'm runnings.
No, I don't know. I think I'd go with the Sandlot team. For me. You can't be on the Sandlot team. You're a girl.
I know.
You play ball like a girl.
Oh my god.
She could be a Sanderson sister.
Yeah.
I'm with them. They sound fun.
double boiled bubble or whatever. All right, let's do the best bromance. This one was actually we have a tie for best bromance.
Oh, can I guess?
Yeah, the two that lost out though, I will mention them first, is Mario and Luigi.
Ooh.
And Rudy and D-Bob from Rudy.
I was gonna guess Rudy and D-Bob was the winner. Oh no.
Do you have any other guesses of who tied for first on this one?
It's not Philadelphia.
It is not Philadelphia. I'm sorry.
Ooh, is it the last movie we watched?
Then the name of the
dad
father?
and the son?
No. Bromance, bro.
They could. I mean.
All right. John and Max from Grumpy Old Men.
Okay.
And Benny and Smalls from Sandlot. Those were those tied there.
Benny and Smalls is great.
Benny and Smalls. I think I voted for John and Max. I'm not gonna lie.
Dang, no D-Bob love.
No. You were the weirdest person. Alyssa and I bring this up all the time about how much you hate Rudy, but like Rudy at the same
Thanks,
time.
Alyssa.
So do not throw me under the bus.
Maybe it's just me being angry at you for just going off. So congratulations, though, to all involved. John and Max are not going to be able to accept their award because they're dead.
Jeez.
They're old. They were old.
True.
Okay, let's go to cutest couple that never was. I think we can all agree on this one was probably one of the ones with the biggest margin of victory. So cutest couple that never was. Who lost out was Randall Pink Floyd and Jodie Kramer. They got a vote. And Lex and Tim. That's disgusting. Somebody wrote that. I just noticed it.
What?
Lex and Tim from Jurassic Park. They're brother and sister.
Jesus.
Fuck it. We're doing it live.
Okay, we're doing it live.
No, James Stevens and Miss Kenton won pretty handedly from Remains of the Day. Oh my God.
That's their second award.
I know. Congratulations for being sexy and cute and never fulfilling it.
And never actually.
Wait, did what's his face and Domino not get any votes?
El Mariachi and Domino? No.
Oh, okay.
You voted in this.
I forgot.
I can't tell you what I voted for.
Insanity. All right, most athletic. This is the next big award.
This one had to have been a pretty big margin, right?
Yeah, there were only. There's not as funny of answers, but I love some of these write-ins. Benny the Jet Rodriguez and Jamaican Bobsled Team and Gabe Walker from Cliffhanger were all nominated in this one, but Benny the Jet Rodriguez came out as the most athletic. So Sandlot getting another award here.
As they should.
Look at this. We got a 4. Oh, he was just in here. I thought we had a 4-peat. 4 screens.
That was so exciting.
Quad
for a
screens.
split second.
Yeah, quad screens. 4. Oh, he was just in here.
Oh, he's.
Can you
Hello?
hear us?
Hi.
Hi.
What's up, guys?
Yay.
Twitch can't handle us.
I know, man. This is so great.
It's the first ever quad streams on 52.
Ryan, did you write in Lex and Tim as the cutest couple that never was?
I'm
From
pretty sure I
Jurassic-
wasn't invited to vote. I guess I'm not part of the academy yet. I haven't put in my time. I haven't jumped into the gang.
I swear I sent it to you, but that's okay.
I don't know.
Somebody did. It was really funny.
That was good though. Yeah, I agree.
That is very good.
They had a lot of tension.
What was that?
They had a lot of tension between them when they were up in that tree together in the Brontosaurus. They were like staring at the Brontosaurus together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said Vagisaurus, not Vegisaurus.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm gonna go.
Don't leave. Don't leave. All right, let's do most likely to succeed. All right, I like this category. We had 4 different nominations in this one. One was Dennis Mitchell for Dennis the Menace. Last seen apprehending a criminal with his antics. Classic. Stephen Hillard or Mrs. Doubtfire, last seen hosting a children's television show. Joe Miller
And not behind bars.
and not behind bars for all the crimes he committed. Joe Miller, last seen winning a big discrimination case in Philadelphia, in the movie Philadelphia. And the winner is Rita from Sister Act 2, last seen destroying a singing competition with a solo.
Absolutely. Rita's
Absolutely.
going places.
I think so. She might win a few Grammys if I had to put money on it. So that was a pretty big one too. I don't have Ryan. You didn't vote in this, so I'll let you decide this
Okay.
next one. Cutest couple. It was a 6-way. It was a 6-way tie.
Oh, wow.
No one,
So
same couple.
nobody voted for the same couple.
Everybody voted for somebody
I
different.
think so. Yeah.
So funny.
I had Miranda and Stu from Mrs. Doubtfire. Don't know.
Ooh.
Lex and the Velociraptor from Jurassic Park. Phil and Rita from Groundhog Day. Squints and Wendy from The Sandlot. Grant and Ellie from Jurassic Park. And Lionel and Paquita from Dead Alive. I don't know if you've ever seen Dead Alive.
No, I haven't seen some of those. Yeah, I don't know. Definitely not the cutest couple, huh? I guess I'd have to say Groundhog Day. They're the only ones I'd want to have dinner with.
Yeah. There are other people that I had listed were like Sam and Annie from Sleepless in Seattle, who really weren't a couple at all throughout that whole movie. Clarence and Alabama from True Romance. Carlito and Gail from Carlito's Way.
I kind of thought they would win.
Yeah, I did too, but Spencer didn't vote the way that I thought he would vote at all.
Oh, what? How can you go against Pierce Brosnan?
He's the cutest couple by
You
himself.
picked Pierce Brosnan? You're the
Dude, his chest hair alone.
He knows what he likes.
All right. Ryan, now that you're in here, and I've asked them a couple different questions. You watch a lot more movies than probably. I mean, you've watched a lot of movies.
Sure.
Is there anything from 1993 that you hadn't watched, or anything that you can think of that really like surprised you, or you remembered like you had seen a while ago, and then you were like, "Oh yeah, this is a great movie."
Yeah, well, my first guest spot was Shortcuts, and I do remember liking that movie, and I was wrong. It was bad. But I probably never would have found Remains of the Day, of the day. Yeah.
Of the day, yeah.
Yeah, I probably would have skipped over that over and over again, and I was glad I had a reason to watch it.
It's got a terrible VHS cover.
Yeah, it just looks like a forgettable period piece from 1993, but
Yeah.
it's high quality. It's good.
Nice. Yeah.
You're right. That might be like the most surprisingly good one.
Like the sleeper hit, yeah.
I think it was for everybody. Everybody I've talked to, I think Steven liked it, Joseph liked it.
Mhm.
Like, I think it's the consensus, like, definitely surprised everybody how good it was.
Yeah.
So
I did bring a quick movie related segment for the show.
Oh, I love it. Please do.
Yeah. I have a list of 10 films. This is called the 10 movies Ryan watched last week alone in his parents' house instead of spending time with his family.
Merry Christmas.
I can't wait.
Films. Yeah. The Irishman, all 3 hours. Uncut Gems, LA Confidential.
Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
Uncut Gems.
I'd seen The Hateful Eight before, gave it a rewatch, didn't want to talk to Dad. The Ballad of Buster Scruggs, The Power of the Dog, the sad gay cowboy movie by Jane Campion. She also slipped in a piano moving scene into that, just as a piano throwback. That was pretty cool. Don't Look Up, Snowpiercer. Watch that on Christmas Day. On Christmas Eve, I watched The Deer Hunter for the first time. Upstairs alone, because it was less sad than listening to my dad's COVID conspiracy theories. And Lady Bird.
Which one was your favorite?
My favorite? Power of the Dog is pretty great. Uncut Gems is pretty great. They're good movies. I watch good movies.
You watched
They're all sad though.
I was about to say you watched a lot of sadness.
Yeah. Oh, and I caught. I had to finish it at home, but I caught a little bit of the Broken Lizard's newest movie, Quasi. The Super Trooper guys are doing Hunchback of Notre Dame now. Check it out.
And that was the
I kind of
segment.
want to hear more about the. I kind of want to hear more about the COVID conspiracy theories as well.
They're not even clever.
Oh,
He goes like, man, I really want to see the data, on like COVID deaths. I was like, what are you going to do with the data, Dad? Take it down to your secret lab and figure shit out that smarter people than you haven't figured out? I don't think that's going to happen, bro.
but nobody's really looked at the data.
Yeah, but I need to see the raw numbers so I can do my own calculations. Cool, man. Merry Christmas.
This has been by far my favorite segment of the podcast.
I didn't want to come empty-handed. Yeah.
The 10 years, or the 10 movies that Ryan watched over Christmas break while not wanting to talk to his family.
Yep.
We'll do this again next year.
Yeah. Yeah, we probably will.
Oh my God. When you got the Power of the Dog, I lost it.
Yeah, that was a funny one. But I did watch Oppenheimer with my dad, and I watched Steel Magnolias with my mom.
Oh,
And we made banana bread. I saw them. It was fun.
that's a good like Barbenheimer.
Yeah, Steel
feature there.
Magnolias and Oppenheimer.
Yeah. Who's better, Sally Field or Cillian Murphy?
Everybody kept, you hear so much hype for movies and you finally see him, and I was like, all right, he's not that good in that movie. He's fine.
Yeah. David Krumholtz.
Oh,
really
I don't want to hear that.
David Krumholtz really steals that movie.
Yeah,
from me.
he's pretty great. Yeah.
Also Josh Hartnett, give him some love for playing a Harrison Ford role in that movie.
You're right.
All right, what do you guys think about what did you guess is the funniest movie of 1993?
Hot Shots.
Philadelphia.
Mrs. Doubtfire.
Well, Grumpy Old Men got a vote. Robin Hood Men in Tights got a vote.
Mm.
Cool Runnings got votes. But the winner was Mrs. Doubtfire with 3 votes.
Okay, I missed that rewatch. Is Mrs. Doubtfire funny?
I mean, yeah, I mean, it's pretty funny. I mean, Robin Williams is funny.
Probably.
Yeah, that's true. He can
I voted
make
for
bad
Cool
jokes
Runnings.
funny.
I just remembered.
There's a lot of love for Mrs. Doubtfire that we'll get to very soon.
You'll
So
Okay.
certainly point out like how problematic he is by like, dressing up and like kidnapping his children. But other
Yeah.
than that, the improv is fantastic.
Yeah, right. That's what he's there for.
there are some definite felonies that are committed in that movie.
But he does a great impression of a hot dog.
Oh, okay. I'll have to YouTube that.
Please YouTube Robin Williams'
Robin
impression
Williams.
of a hot dog. Okay, let's see here. Best looking. I actually didn't get a consensus or anybody chose the same person on this one. But just to give you an idea of some of the ones that people wrote in, we had to vote for Gail from Carlito's Way. Cheryl Lee Ralph, who was in the movie Sister Act for less than 5 minutes, got a vote. Malcolm from Dr. Ian Malcolm from Jurassic Park, Jeff Goldblum.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Sister Mary Robert from Sister Act 2. I thought you had voted in
Which
this
one's
because
that?
of that, Ryan.
Oh yeah, she was
Yeah.
dreamy.
John Gage, Robert Redford from Indecent Proposal, got a vote. And the Groundhog got a vote.
Solid winner. The groundhog.
Tony Phil.
Punxsutawney Phil. Philadelphia's all over 1993, whether it's Tom Hanks, the Groundhog. We're getting East and West Pennsylvania here. Or Pennsylvania, sorry. Philadelphia, it's a city. Last time I checked. All right.
So I guess we can agree then that Cheryl Lee Ralph won that one.
No. Not at all. I don't know. You voted so dumb in this.
You were so mean.
Feelings are hurt.
Good.
This is my opinion.
Yeah, it's a sacred right as a citizen.
Also, nobody likes women actors, apparently, because nobody voted for any women actors for Best Entertainer. And I gave people 2 choices to vote, and they still didn't pick women. But the overall winner of Best Entertainer with the most votes was Robin Williams and Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks and Sean Penn were the next 2 receiving the most votes. Sean Penn for Carlito's Way, Tom Hanks for Philadelphia. And then others
That was
receiving
a hard category.
others receiving votes were Bill Murray, Groundhog Day, Tommy Lee Jones from The Fugitive, Sean Astin and Rudy, and Val Kilmer for Tombstone.
Well, I would throw back to my favorite movie of the year, one of my favorite movies, period, that I did, The Piano. I think Holly Hunter does 10 out of 10 acting in that movie.
Yeah,
But
she
it's
had
hard to
2.
say best entertainer. People want something more lighthearted when they hear that word, maybe.
Yeah,
Instead of straight up best acting.
Holly Hunter was nominated or had 2 options there because she was in The Firm too. She actually got Oscar nominated for that as well. So, no Schindler's List winners from this. Walter Matthau didn't take it home with Grumpy Old Men. So, I think we're down to our final category, which is best all around best movie. And we have a winner here, but others receiving votes were Schindler's List and Carlito's Way. And the winner of best all around movie for 1993 is Jurassic Park.
I knew it.
Are you guys disappointed?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Ryan, what would you have voted for?
Oh, yeah. Again, the Piano. Carlito's Way held up really well. It's a great movie.
That's probably on my
Jurassic
list.
Park, I don't know. It's been praised since the day it came out so much. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's hard to be excited about it winning. You know?
Yeah.
It's like
Especially, Carlito's Way is another one of those movies that kind of snuck up on me. I'd never seen it, like Remains of the Day. And it was actually way better than I anticipated it being.
Yeah, all I remember is that I hated Scarface and thought that movie was amazing in college.
Yeah.
And then when I rewatched it, I was like, yeah, it's really great.
I mean, with Jurassic Park, I think that it's one of those movies that won all the like below the line stuff for every award, like all the technical stuff, and never got anything above that. Didn't get nominated for like Best Picture or anything like that with the Oscars.
Oh,
but
yeah.
that shit's
I
not
mean, it was
important anyway.
it was a cultural firestorm. I mean, Jurassic Park blew people's minds. It looks so good and it's scripted so tightly. Like you can't deny its greatness.
Yeah, and it still looks good.
Mm-hmm. It's crazy.
Like there are some scenes where you're like, okay, that's computer, but like the puppet stuff that they like the practical effects and stuff are amazing.
Oh, you look back. I mean, I guess it's a good time after Jaws, but Jaws is another Spielberg action film that became, legendary film. Jaws doesn't look good. That shark doesn't look good anymore. But those dinosaurs do.
Yeah. That T-Rex looks awesome. The Velociraptors, even though somebody joked about the costumes earlier, like those are great costumes that people were actually in.
Yeah.
Which is bizarre. So,
like, if you think about all the movies that we watched this year, like, you have to be in a certain mood or a certain like vibe or setting will make you want to watch a different movie. Like, I thought Philadelphia was incredible, but that is a tearjerker. That's a drama. Like, that's, as I feel like Jurassic Park is like the overall, like, you can watch it at any time. You can watch it over and over again. It's quotable. It's like it's like the overall, like, all around pick. I think it makes sense for it to be like, like we said, like Ryan said, it was very heavily praised and kind of like a cultural phenomenon at the time. So it makes sense for it to be the all around pick.
Yeah, you're right. It's for every time and it's for every person. Philadelphia's.
I would argue that Carlito's Way is kind of that way too.
Carlito's Way. Yeah, show it to the kids. They'll love it.
Yeah,
especially when the fat guy's chasing everybody at the end of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
your son loves that.
It's got
scene.
comedy.
When the wheelchair guy's crying about his dick not working. Yeah. Wait, who was that? Who was that actor?
The one that played that played Gale?
No, the guy in the wheelchair. He had like a small role, but it was a famous actor.
Oh, it's Viggo Mortensen.
Yeah, right.
His dick though.
Is that the one that had the weird stuff in the background too?
Yes, the Carlito's Way had a lot of stuff going on in the background. But yeah, Viggo Mortensen's great in that movie as well. Talking about it, how his dick doesn't work anymore, and he also has a offensive Hispanic accent.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, and I guess I should only have myself to blame, but I'm sad that El Mariachi didn't win anything.
Again, you had the opportunity to vote for it, and you did.
Did I?
Yeah, you did. Everybody did.
I think
but that's it.
That's what I think. I want to see the.
You want to see the data?
Yeah.
You and your dad.
He needs to see the raw numbers.
You used Dominion machines for this poll.
Me and Dr. Fauci had the. We put this poll out for everybody. So just trust us. Just trust me, okay?
For the government.
Well, that was it for all the awards that we handed out. Jurassic Park, the big winner. I kind of put that into existence. I actually put it on the background as we're doing this. But that's it. That closes the door on 1993. We're done with it. We'll never have to talk about 1993 ever, ever, ever again. And now we can talk about the next best year in movies, 1994. And I'm pumped. And I'm trying to figure out how to share my screen now so I can show off the schedule for 1994.
Now I feel like I'm at work.
Oh, because it's a spreadsheet?
Well, just because you're struggling to show your screen.
Oh, shut up. Give me a break. Also, these I'll make these available on my Letterboxd account. If you don't have Letterboxd, it's okay. I'm not going to force you to get it. But I have all these listed here for everybody to see. It's just under a list under my account name, 52/1994. But yeah, I don't know if y'all could see the screen or if it's really small. I can try it.
So much worse.
That made it way worse.
Way worse.
This is a complicated way to share my screen on this system. So
Can you give us our time back?
Oh my gosh.
That's probably as good as it's gonna get.
Yeah. All right. So January, I'm splitting them up by categories this year. I'm not doing weekend releases so. This way I don't get stuck with like a bunch of duds all in a row. But in January, we're doing the year of Jim Carrey. He had 3 movies famously come out this year. And we're doing 3 in a row: The Mask, Dumb and Dumber, and Ace Ventura.
Wow.
Are all going to be there. And then we have an outlier, which is Sirens. Not has anything to do with Jim Carrey at all, but that will also be in January. I believe it was it's an Australian movie with Hugh Grant, and it's like a comedy and it's a dramedy. I think that's what they call them. So we've got a fun January planned. And then at the end of the month, we're going to do sports movies. And this is just going to be a collective, just kind of like what we're doing right now, where everybody gets together and we talk about movies like D2, The Mighty Ducks, Little Big League, Angels in the Outfield, Little Giants, and The Next Karate Kid, because there's a lot of sports kids movies that came out this year. So
I watched all of those movies over and over again as a kid.
And
Was there not a 3 Ninjas that came out in '94?
yeah, but I don't want to do. I'm sure it's like Kick Back Again or something like that. You can bring it.
I'm just asking a question.
You're just always naysaying. And Three Ninjas Kick Back comes out in '94. There you go. I'll put it on the list. And then February, the month of love, because there's one day in the middle of there that everybody celebrates, but we're doing a romance themed. And from February, we'll be doing It Could Happen to You, Chungking Express, Reality Bites, and Eat, Drink, Man, Woman in February. And then at the end of February, we'll be doing a special, again, another one-off stream. We're talking about rich kids, and we'll be watching Blank Check, Richie Rich, and Baby's Day Out. So it's going to be great. In March, we are going to be talking about Oscar movies and going over the 5 movies that were nominated for Best Picture that year. And those movies include 4 Weddings and a Funeral, Forrest Gump, Shawshank Redemption, Pulp Fiction, and Quiz Show. And then at the end of that, go ahead.
I'm very excited. I think probably the one I'm most looking forward to for this next year is probably Quiz Show, because I've wanted to watch it for a long time. I'm glad it's on here.
That's a great movie, and I think people have slept on it, so it should be remembered.
Yeah, it's a great movie, and it has one of your favorite actors in it, Spencer John Turturro. So,
oh, I thought you were gonna say Sinbad.
No,
Sinbad's probably showing up a few times in this list.
House Guest is not on the list anywhere. I'm sorry. Anyway, we're gonna at the end of that month, we're gonna be doing a series on kids hating their parents, and we'll watch movies like North, Trading Mom, Getting Even with Dad, and Camp Nowhere. Some classics in there if you haven't seen that.
Oddly specific genre.
Kids hating their it was a popular thing in 1994. In April, we're going to be doing like sci-fi comic book nerdy stuff. And the movies there are Time Cop, Stargate, and The Crow. And Natural Born Killers is going to kind of serve as a in-between there. An interesting movie by Oliver Stone. And then we'll be talking about some... You getting out of here, Spencer? Okay. Have a good one, man. At the end of April, we'll talk about some animated movies, some Don Bluth movies. Ryan, I know you have some love for Don Bluth, but like Troll in Central Park, Thumbelina, Page Master, which is not a Don Bluth movie, and Swan Princess all came out in 1994. So
I remember Swan Princess. I just got so excited.
All right.
But Page Master, I don't know if y'all have seen that movie. That movie's terrible.
Great.
Is it really bad?
It's like, go back and watch it. You'll have the same reaction that I had with We're Back. Like, this is a bad movie.
Okay, I'm interested. Yeah.
Yeah. In May, I'm having like Oscar-ish movies, kind of movies that either didn't end up at the Oscars or should have been, or were like Oscar baity. Not to be confused with Warren Beatty.
Or Ned.
But we'll talk about Cobb, which is a movie about Ty Cobb. Being Human, starring Robin Williams. Bullets Over Broadway, Woody Allen movie. Ed Wood, and Hoop Dreams, which didn't get recognized for best documentary, but is often considered one of the best movies ever.
I'm happy about a documentary. Did you do a documentary in '93?
I didn't.
Yeah.
I didn't do any.
Hoop Dreams is great.
Yeah. And then at the end of that month, as we're doing with all these other ones, typically where I'm throwing a bunch of like kids movies and stuff, but this one's called Animal Control. And talking about movies like Monkey Trouble and Andre and Lassie and Black Beauty. They all came out in 1994. And yeah.
Even as a little kid, I hated movies with animals in it.
Yeah.
They're so boring to me. Black Beauty's a good movie, but man, yeah, you can miss me in Monkey Trouble and Andre and all that crap, man.
It's almost like I just think of Milo and Otis and the disaster that movie is for like,
I did like that
animals. I loved Milo and Otis when I was a child, but finding out more and more about what happened during that movie is the saddest thing ever. Yeah. In June, we're going to be doing some like blockbuster movies and lights, camera, action from some action movies here. So Speed, Clear and Present Danger, Leon the Professional, The River Wild, and True Lies. So that's going to be a good one. And then some movies that were action movies that didn't get as good as scores critically. We're doing I Love Trouble, The Specialist, A Low Down Dirty Shame, Blank Man, and In the Army Now. So
In the Army Now. Let's
go. In July, we'll be doing some famous directors' movies. Some movies, again, that didn't get a lot of credit or people often don't think about whenever they think about these specific directors. But Hudsucker Proxy, which is done by the Coen brothers. The Paper, Ron Howard. Crooklyn by Spike Lee. And Heavenly Creatures by Peter Jackson. So also in July, we'll cover a couple other movies there. The War, With Honors, and Bad Girls. I really didn't have any place to put these, so I just kind of put them there. They all got bad reviews, so
nice.
Love to talk about it. In August, we're going to be doing a bunch of comedies. And Ryan, I wanted to tap you for one of these because...
Is it Renaissance Man?
It is Renaissance Man. I want to do Renaissance Man with you.
Yeah, definitely. I'll take that.
Okay, good. Because you're the only person I know that talks about that movie.
I think about it like every other day.
Surprisingly, it's got a 12% on Rotten Tomatoes. People did not like that movie. It's such a good movie. But that's what we're doing the first week. Clerks in August. Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. The Ref, and Junior, starring a pregnant Arnold Schwarzenegger. So it's going to be great. And then we'll do some other comedies. Airheads, Cops and Robertsons, Clifford, which is not about the big red dog. It's about Martin Short as a 10-year-old boy, and Exit to Eden. And in September, this is another strangely specific thing called As Seen on TV. We'll be doing movies based on television shows like Maverick, The Flintstones, and Little Rascals. So that'll be a fun one.
Yeah.
And then sports gets brought up again. Sports movies are always hot in the 90s. The Air Up There, Blue Chips, 8 Seconds, a bull riding movie, The Scout, and Above the Rim. So
love The Scout.
Love The Scout with Brendan Fraser and Albert Brooks.
Yeah, Albert Brooks.
Yeah. In October, we're doing creature features. So we're going to be talking about Jack Nicholson as Wolf, Kenneth Branagh's Frankenstein, Interview with the Vampire, and Serial Mom, which I believe is a John Waters movie about a mom that's a serial killer. So that'll be awesome.
Female representation.
That's right. We need that. We'll talk about the 2 video game movies that came out this year, Street Fighter and Double Dragon, at the end of this month.
Nice.
In November, we're going to talk about some Disney movies. The live action Jungle Book, the non-live action cartoon version of Lion King, and Tim Allen as the Santa Claus. And then we're getting close to the end. Even Cowgirls Get the Blues is just kind of an outlier here. I think that's a Gus Van Sant movie. And then in December, we're doing like literary movies or movies based on novels. So The Client, Legends of the Fall, Disclosure, Little Women, and Nobody's Fool. and that's what we're going to be doing for the year 1994.
Awesome.
Yay.
Anybody's any thoughts? Any things that you're excited to do or see? Or
Yeah, there's a bunch of good stuff on there. I like the new format.
yeah, I think it's going to be good. I might have a new format for questions and stuff like that too, and how to talk about these movies, and it's going to be great. I'm pretty excited about it.
This was your dream, right? 1994. You started.
Yeah, I love 1994.
Yeah.
It's such a good year.
Well,
And it really it kind of stems from like the Jim. Not only are there like tons of kids movies that come out this year that I grew up loving and everything, but you got the 3 Jim Carrey movies, and like all the Oscar movies are amazing. And then when I got like really hunkered down and watching important movies, I found stuff like Chungking Express that I really fell in love with. And
the American indie cinema movement is like in full swing in 94.
yeah, Clerks is coming out, and Tarantino's already had some stuff, and he's got, you know, his script for Natural Born Killers this year. So a lot of good stuff coming out. So pretty pumped. Alyssa, is there anything you're looking forward to?
I know I picked like quite a few out, and I don't remember any of them that I picked. But I remember like I remember going through and seeing some of them. I was like, oh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds good. Oh, that sounds good. Like they all just like there's, you know, you sometimes read the plot of a movie and you're like, I don't really care to see that. But there's a ton in 94 that I'm like, that I haven't seen, and that I'm like very much so looking forward to watching.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I'm also excited to see what we end up thinking is the best movie of the year. Is it going to be the obvious, like Pulp Fiction? Is it going to be, you know, Shawshank, Forrest Gump? Are we going to switch our allegiance this time and go back on Forrest Gump for the 4th time? Like it is a good movie, or it isn't a good movie?
Or Shawshank even.
Yeah. Shawshank, or
learning about how great that movie is. I wouldn't mind being a troll and trashing it.
yeah. Or maybe show some love to a movie like Quiz Show. Like you said,
Yeah.
I feel like nobody talks about that movie anymore. So I'm very excited about 1994.
Alyssa, did you pick out Chungking Express, or did Cody refer that to you?
So I actually picked that. That's been on my watch list way before it was on his 94 list. So
very cool. I know Cody loves that movie a lot. And that's why I was wondering if he was like, we got to watch this together.
No, I saw it and I was like, I like dibs, because like I said, that's been on my, same with Philadelphia. Philadelphia was on my watch list. So I was like, oh, serendipity, fantastic.
That's gonna be fun. That's a must-see film that you kind of have to go out of your way to find. So that's what's cool about the podcast too, is you're gonna show that to some of your friends who maybe have heard of it or maybe haven't, but wouldn't have found time to watch it unless you were doing this.
Is there anything that popped out to you, Ryan, that you wanted to be like, I have to do that, besides Renaissance Man, that I'm making you do?
A few did. I don't remember them now.
Okay,
I was like, I want to snatch that.
Yeah. I'll share that list with you, and you can just give me which ones you want to do.
Definitely, I'm down.
Nice. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it. I'm going to, and I think you all that are on here will be able to see these, but I'm going to show the new intro and logo for 1994, and you both make appearances in there. I hope that's okay. I did it without. So I'll go ahead and start the intro for 52/1994, and hopefully you guys does it work whenever I play the intro? Can you all see it whenever I do it?
When?
Like whenever I do at the beginning of the shows.
Yeah,
okay.
Definitely.
Okay. Well, here it goes. Here's the new intro for 52/1994.
What's your favorite scary movie? Be like, I'm dying.
If some guy came up to me and said, hey, they guys, I'm like, it's over and done. We're married now.
Someone in the movie, so I'm like, kiss.
Oh God, what a sea of humanity.
I love it so much.
There it is.
I love the end. I love the, oh God, what a sea of humanity. Which is a direct quote from Sister Act 2.
I didn't know what that was from. Now I remember exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the main like monk dude or priest dude as he's running through
out
the
for the first time in 30 years. He's like, "Whoa." I like it. Did you use the Pulp Fiction font? Is that what that was?
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So I had that in my mind. I had him in my mind to do the one logo I have, which is the Jurassic Park one. And then I was like, Pulp Fiction's easy. It's a pretty distinct, like people know that font. And then I was like, what do I do if I do this for 95 or 96? I don't know any movies from those years.
You got a year to figure it out.
I know I've got a long time. But anyway, just want to end it by saying thank you to both of you. Ryan, like I said, I know you came on a little bit later, but I'm glad that we've reconnected and we're able to talk about these things and talk about everything else too. So I really appreciate you being on here. And Alyssa,
Yeah, it's so much fun. I loved it.
And Alyssa, thank you so much for doing this with me and realizing that I'm a big madman and have this love for movies that's stupid, but I appreciate everything that you do. So
It's not stupid. And well, I will speak on behalf of all of your viewers, all of your guests, co-guests, your co-conspirators, that we are all very proud of you. And this has been a lot of fun. And what a awesome thing to do. So congratulations on your first year down and many more years to go.
Oh,
Yeah,
thank
so
you.
cool.
Thank you. And hopefully we'll blow this up a little bit. I called it the 50-Tooniverse. And hopefully I can get something going with that and we can do a lot more fun things with those. So I'll thank you both so much. And I will leave you all with a new outro that I'll play at the end of all these. And we can end the stream here after this outro. So I'll go ahead and play it.
Go now. We're right in the middle of Charlotte's Web.
Sorry, baby. I tried the best I could. Honest.
What's up, Butters? Thank you all so much. It's been 52/1993. We'll see you next year for 52/1994. Love you all. Thank you.